Hello, welcome to Skye Sweaty Record Review, episode 74? Let's call it that. It's the only new music review show hosted by a French professor immediately after getting off the elliptical at the YMCA. So today I'm going to be reviewing Xiu Xiu. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Xiu space Xiu. And the album is called Girl with Basket of Fruit. Now, when I heard this title, okay, I was expecting something. You know, I go through so much music. I'd never heard of Xiu Xiu. So I was thinking it was going to be kind of like some kind of artsy, I don't know, like folksy song. And like when I hear Girl with Basket of Fruit, I think of art, right? Like that sounds like the title of a painting by, I don't know, Caravaggio, or actually that'd probably be a boy with a basket of fruit. You know, Caravaggio, or like Vermeer, or like this painting by Titian, you know? I mean, that's a girl with a basket of fruit, right? So that's what I was kind of expecting. And then, instead of that, I got this. Okay, that's what I got instead. I was expecting Titian, and I got Rauschenberg. Real angry, gritty, dirty, violent, unsettling. Music? Alright, this is chaos and abstraction. But it's not done without art. It's not done without talent. I want to tell another story, actually. I'm trying some new things this episode. As you can tell, I'm trying to integrate music into the show. I used to worry about copyright, but I never plan on getting paid. So what do I care? Let me know in the comments if you could hear it well enough, if I should keep including music on here. I'm not going to include it so it sounds good, because I'm never going to put production value into this show. So let me tell you a story about being in New York. I was in Brooklyn. My brother went to Pratt. It's an art school in Brooklyn. And, you know, hanging around with him and all these artists seemed really cool. And my cousin, Roxy, you can look him up, Roxy Payne, he's actually a pretty well-known modern artist. And he was in this gallery somewhere in Brooklyn. He had like this carrot that looked like a gun. He did all this cool stuff. He's a really great artist. And I was at this gallery. At the front of the gallery, there was like a tape for sale, a cassette tape. I was like, what's this? You know, I had this feeling of like cool underground art in New York City and Brooklyn and feeling so awesome. And there was this tape by a band called the Tape Beatles. And I didn't know what that meant, but I, begged my parents, or I should probably just ask them. That's the kind of thing they'd buy for me. And I got it. Here it is, by the way. I don't think this has ever been digitized. I've never heard of it anywhere else. It's just a lot of interesting noise and samples. The Tape Beatles, music with sound. And I remember listening to it and really enjoying it. And I remember thinking, like the traditional question, when presented with abstract art is, I like it, but is it art? Okay, Andy Warhol. Okay, is it art? So this is art, but then the next question is it music? So I'm just swimming in a world of art and music here when I'm listening to Girl with a Basket of Fruit. It's art music. I mean, it's much like you heard in that little snippet, psychotic soundscapes, right? I mean, this is the first track, Girl with Basket of Fruit, and it's just the way that it sounds basically the entire time. This kind of yelling and mixture of like really chopped up sounds, very electronic. But what makes this interesting album is that the electronic stuff is actually often mixed in with actual musicians. Like there's a song, Armarji Ve Mu, which has this really nice sort of like abstracted strings that play along, Yeah, I found it. And then later in the song, those strings actually go on and play something really nice. Or if we take the song Girl with Basket of Fruit as an example, you have these dun chicka chon chicka chon chicka chon music in there, electronic attacking rhythms. And then at a certain point, actual bongos come in. And then sort of at the end, it's mixed in with this like tea kettle. And this first track, and I get the stamp, Girl with Basket of Fruit. It's a Skye song. I think you should listen to it. Is like, you find yourself wanting to listen to it again. And I don't know why. It's not a pleasant thing to listen to. But just the way that everything cuts out and this guy just goes, girl with basket of fruit. Like, you want to figure out what it's like. It also reminds me a little bit of like William Burroughs used to make albums with like different artists back in towards the end of his life. He's dead, right? Yeah, he's dead. And it kind of felt like that. Like the lyrics feel really like poetry, like kind of beat, angry poetry. This first song, again, Girl with Basket of Fruit, is exemplary. It's like there's got to be some kind of internal meaning, but you don't quite know what it is, which I think is pretty similar to looking at good modern art, for that matter. Like, you know there's something there, but you're not sure what it is. I mean, these lyrics, though, especially on the first track, it's like, every frog leaps into her butthole. I didn't make that up. I don't know what it means. But it doesn't feel like it's gratuitous. On a later song, it actually kind of sounds, that song, Amara Jive Mu, that I made reference to, it actually sounds like a hymn at times. I mean, he starts singing and he says, let there be peace and have it start with thee. And I don't think it's full irony. I don't think that they're going for like, trying to like play on religion. Like, I feel like they're trying to get to something. But much like a lot of great modern art, I don't know what it is. It's interesting, you know, like every song has something interesting to listen to, has some added element that was unexpected. The second song, I took it as a joke, has this kind of keyboard that comes in at the end. And seriously, like, you just gotta listen to it. I could play it, but I'm not going to. You just gotta listen to it because you're listening to this whole like really weird song where he comes back to this motif of jerking it into mush. I don't know what that means. I don't know if what he's jerking turns into mush, or if he's jerking something into mush, or if mush, anyways. He repeats this kind of theme from the first song, and then there's just this beautiful little instances of this keyboard. Why? I don't know. That song, Armeji Ve Mu, ends with this beautiful singing, you know? And the song after that, Ice Cream Truck, has this insane bass solo in the middle that's played like absolute virtuoso bass. I mean, like, you know, 10 years at bass school level of bass, mixed in with all these weird songs. Another stamp song is a song with a title that is, let me read it over here from my computer, Pumpkin Attack on Mommy and Daddy. And this is great because this has kind of like a nice, insane booming bass. And when you're at the gym, it's nice because it kind of keeps you going. You know. Oh wait, that's our Majive Mu. Here we go. Here's Pumpkin. Right? So it kind of has that like pulsing, which makes it almost like a dance track. Almost like techno, with these weird voices of this woman in the back, just talking. And then later it just keeps going. Gets crazier and crazier. And like there's all this different rhythm that's being used and integrated in there. And I don't know what they're singing about. They're singing about a three-legged pig. They're talking about like mommy and daddy and lots of kind of weird themes there. But it's really quite nice. I think I shouldn't have used the song there. Please, honestly, if you're watching the show and you want to make it better, give me good ideas on how to best integrate music without putting in any effort. There's a really interesting song called The Wrong Thing. And this makes me go in a whole different direction with this album. Because in this one, like, he's singing and it's like kind of earnest, beautiful singing. You know, I'll play just a clip. If I can find it. So instead of just screaming, you know, frogs in her buttholes or whatever, there's this fractured, haunting, painful voice. It's not like all of a sudden his lyrics make sense, but here they have a tenderness that's unexpected. And this actually adds a little bit of what I think, it adds some Bowie to the Burroughs. So if you listen to like, I don't know, one of my favorite Bowie albums is Outside from '95 maybe. Kind of late era Bowie. Like there's a vulnerability to his voice and a kind of willing abstraction that he throws into his singing. And I feel that in this song, which seemed to come out of nowhere from the rest of it. Boom, dum, dum, da, dum, dum, dum. You know, frogs, buttholes. And then out of nowhere, there's the song Mary Turner, which is entirely about a lynching of a pregnant woman, which actually happened. I looked it up. Ay, yikes. It's unbelievably unlistenable. It is so painful. It is a really heart-wrenching song about a lynching. It is, geez, that's going to rhyme. It's unflinching about a lynching. I didn't mean that to rhyme, but I had it in my head, so I had to say it. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if like these singers, you know, are black or white. I don't know anything about them. I thought maybe they're Chinese, but they don't say anything in Chinese. But I don't think it actually really matters. Like I think this is like a song about the brutality of lynching, and it much like a great piece of art. Okay, much like this, you know, Rauschenberg, which is probably about Lee Harvey Oswald. I think he's down there in the bottom. Much like a great piece of artwork can force you to confront violence and really struggle with its meaning. This song about Mary Turner is it. I'll play a second of it here so you get an idea what that sounds like. And this is not the best way to listen to the album. I'd say the best way is with headphones and dedicate yourself to it. Like listen to it. Because just even hearing it like in the car or right now, it doesn't have the same effect as being in there with these people in your ears. Perfect example of what I'm talking about with what makes this a good album. It's this kind of standard depressing song with standard music, and then all of a sudden these out of tune descending strings come in out of nowhere. But don't make me listen to Mary Turner. Then the next song is called Scissors. There's like a lot of S's in there. And it's just like, what the hell is this song? It's like African drums. I'm not going to play it for you. You got to listen. Like African drums come like, just like 4 different African drums playing. All these different like rhythms and polyrhythms and all this stuff is happening, and you're just sort of like, I don't know, it's great because it brings out, African drumming sort of has a chaos to it and a frenzy that I think too often, like we just think of African drums as being cute or exotic or a whole bunch of other racist terms I could use, but there can often be a sort of like menacing frenzy to African drums. And so this is called Scissors. That's SCI and then like 10 S's and then ors. But it could be called The Implied Menace of African Rhythm, which I like. Or maybe not. Stick it with Scissors. And then it ends with a nice melody, Normal Love, which I don't really know what it's about. But it's kind of a reprieve. Like you've heard all this stuff, and by the time you're done, you're just kind of relieved. Like, I've done it. I've been to the art show. I've seen everything. I've put myself through it. And I'm a better, happier, more informed person for having done it. I do suggest listening to this. If I had to give it a 3-word review, for some reason, the term from Clockwork Orange kept on playing in my head. And so my 3-word review for this would be artful horror show. Because it is a horror show. It's like twisted and unpleasant and jarring in a way that a lot of great modern art is. I will say it is art. I think it is fair to ask, but is it music? But I think it is. That would be my answer. So, it's been kind of a different episode. Let me know how the sound worked out. Maybe this is not the best example because it's almost a noise album. Hey, if anyone knows where to find the Tape Beatles, if they're still around, I'd like to know. And I do have a one kind of nice ending note about my trip to the gym. So yesterday, I had a terrible time at the gym, and we need to talk about it. But today, like, every once in a while, they bring in developmentally disabled people to work out at the gym. And there was this kid, probably 15 or 16, and he was on the treadmill. And he was working out with his trainer. And the trainer's this guy who I've never liked. And he's never said anything bad to me. He's probably a good guy. But guys who, like, really identify with superheroes and who, like, go to the gym a lot and work out, like, So this guy, like, wears all Superman gear. Like a Superman headband, a Superman shirt, Superman tights. And I just always kind of thought it's kind of douchey, you know. But what do I know? What do I know about this guy? I now like this guy because the whole time this guy, the developmentally disabled teenager was jogging, every once in a while I just get excited and happy and start clapping, and so then the trainer would clap along with him, and then some other people in the gym, like an echo, would start clapping as well. So I'm like listening to this crazy music that's at times sad, at times happy, always interesting. Meanwhile, this whole beautiful drama of this trainer who's really doing great work, you know, really helping out this person who needs help. This person feels this positivity and shares it, and it's kind of this infectious thing. It's going all over the gym, and boom, 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 too. And it's all just going, and it was a great experience. And the whole thing led to a wonderful musical, artistic experience. Okay, great. So until next next music show, I am Skye still. And there's the camera.